There's a newsstand over there! Wanna grab a copy of the Steambird? We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her, surely that can't be Kinich?
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
Oh, this one's a gem. A legal restaurant serving Saurian stew. Provides surprisingly popular.
Pretty shocking. But it still feels like it's missing something. Ah, got it! Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
What? My oh my, that can't be for real. Ah, fine. I hate to admit it, but you won this one.
Huh? What? Did Paimon hear that right? Neuvillette was stabbed and gravely wounded? No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
If it is, we're all toast. Thought I heard a familiar voice as well, if it isn't Traveler and Paimon. What a coincidence. Mr. Kinich and I were talking about YouTube just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately for me, he is a very loyal friend. It was a team effort. Modest as ever. Anyway, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, sorry. Is there a newspaper somewhere? What was that sound effect for?
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
I was about to say, is there someone sitting on a bench somewhere? Flipping through a newspaper? Because I can hear them. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that, and also a less than pleasant shock. What the heck was all that about a Saurian meat restaurant and the Udex getting stabbed? Please say you weren't being serious.
I was about to say, is the guy standing in there, like, flipping through a newspaper?
Trading tabloid headlines?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories.
Ah.
Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous material.
Probably. Yeah, that sounds about right. Got news outlets, they love to just publicize and just say shit. But no proof. Oh, now the text wants to play it slow. Once we've got a shred of integrity, we'll at least clarify. Bro, I can't even read the freaking text. Why is the game
If I
gotta
had to
be
quantify
like
it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
Yeah, that's about accurate. It's pretty lenient of you, Mr. Kinch.
Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis in fact?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently. Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teacups being unearthed from ancient ruins. But in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up from ruins in Natlan. Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
It's about to say I'd be throwing some fists right now. If you're wondering why the Udex didn't preside over the trial, it's because this case was assigned. guess I never heard the sound of those things.
Oh, okay. Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kenichi.
Whew. It was not all a misunderstanding. The world's not going to end. Maybe not, but even better world for me if we could do another exclusive interview. And oh god.
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough. But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news stories about Natlan.
Yeah, you saw right through me. I guess I'll put down the keen instincts of renowned historian hunter. Any response to that? Or I was about to say, Kenichi, I think is definitely the wisest character out of the group. Out of Natlan's cast. Bruh. What is with the timing on this text?
I
Can't trust
appreciate
the
your
game
kind
anymore.
invitation, but like I said, storytelling isn't really my forte.
Can't trust the damn game to do the auto text properly.
Kenichi the speechless! Kenichi the tongue-tied!
I'd be real careful, or he about to send you flying.
Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
And back to me again. Of course, that's a brilliant idea. But that also means I'll need a bit more time to prep. Let me put together a thorough list of interview questions. Sounds like I'm not allowed to refuse. Well, I know I can be persistent, but at the end of the day, it's your call. Anyway, I should probably I'll be getting back to work. I also need to track down a gastronomy and report these increasingly outrageous tabloids. Farewell, my friends, until we meet again.
Charlotte never stops, does she?
Nope.
Anyway, Paimon just has to ask. That owl thing that popped out before, or was it a howl? It kind of looked like a howl, but at the same time...
Oh, that thing.
He's grounded.
Yeah, that was a howl.
Huh? What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
Maybe he's not accommodating very well to
Could be.
Fontaine.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor Almighty Dragon Lord is not feeling well.
I don't think it has anything to do with that one.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine. Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
And I'm sure Paimon gets it even better.
Paimon sure does! Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kenichi holds onto a house tail, he'll be considered an Almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying Almighty Dragon Lord.
Not gonna lie, I was considering that. But Ahau wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all of a sudden. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I hear that's all the rage here. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway, so I think I'll go check it out. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even learn a thing or two. If you're free, why don't you come along?
Sure, seeing how angry always makes my day.
I know where it is, so let me lead the way.
Jesus Christ.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome!
Crap.
Hard to believe it was just an empty beach before.
Yeah. It was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House. There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap, ta-da!
Jesus Christ.
But is this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away.
Who are you
Oh
again?
no, you've forgotten me? Oh, does graph adversarial technology ring any bells? It's me, Lapine Pauline.
Been keeping yourself busy with some proper work lately.
Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy, the stuff of film buffs' dreams. I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that
Yeah,
really
don't
is
say.
the goal here. As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontainian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together and co-construct a world of dreams.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Damn.
Nope! I might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all of my life savings into it too.
Huh?
That
You've gotta be
that
kidding.
octave she started raising. Gabe.
Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project.
I'll be real
If
careful on
you're
how.
expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on. Mockery is all
in
you
her
shall
head
get,
tilt.
straight from the heart.
How I think you need a translator. What? You know what?
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Really?
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid.
That's what I say. Be real careful. You're about to lock you.
That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant?
More like a nuisance
You
rather
want
than
to
a
let Miss
assistant.
Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me,
Her
nor
just
will
like-
there ever be!
Or just like, shit. I've gotten myself into trouble.
And another thing, smart is the understatement of the century!
Yeah, because he's quite dumb.
I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom! I lived for eons long before any of you were born!
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom. Please, I meant no offense.
Can you send a Hal flying?
Idiot meets idiot.
But it's perfect.
What's all the fuss? Making some new friends, are we?
Perfect timing, Navia.
Miss Navia!
Creep.
Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Yo, where the hell did she go? Bring the sparkles.
Hello, everyone.
What the hell?
Partner, Paimon. How have you been lately?
Crabby butt, crabby butt. Sorry, I'm laughing too much. Very well, thanks. Even better now that you're here.
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
Quick, someone get some rape music. If you get the joke.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction.
I don't think you need one, Bao.
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact.
Damn.
So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Damn. And that was awkward.
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners.
Isn't? You kind of didn't really reciprocate the handshake, my friend.
Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord by his name.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon Lord is a bit silly?
Yeah, no kidding. I don't think an Ahau needs it.
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
Ahau's totally being treated like a, oh my god, like a little cuddly pet.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night.
Damn.
Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the green light.
I was about to say, don't be crying on us just yet.
Couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval came through, I reached out to President Navia hoping she could lend a hand. After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such impulsive demands?
That face. That face says it all. Says, what have I got myself into?
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets a bit overwhelmed by her own excitement, as you can see.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet, so let me fill you in. In short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention
Say that 10
that's
times.
open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat. Miss Lapine Pauline is hosting this event and also providing technical support.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
That's right. The one and only Surintendant Cheval Moran.
Okay, now say that 10 times.
After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady
Jesus.
Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend. Not only is our adorable
explains the
mascot
mascot.
drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity. And that was always the goal. A win-win arrangement.
Man, I kind of wish they could have had the camera on her when she did that pose. Would have
It's
better
been a
emphasis.
while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise to hear Lapine Pauline coming out with such sensible ideas.
Jesus. Man.
By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline, have you
Don't
decided to
pouring
switch
enough
careers and
salt
going to
into the
film
damn
tech?
ocean.
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used for the latest cinematic productions.
Nice.
Thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent various film-related equipment and props.
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident engineer. She's the technical powerhouse at the core of this entire event. As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operations, and management.
Of course.
For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine Pauline and I will provide the necessary technical and operational support once their application has been approved. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part? It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special to the table.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to, say, throw in one of those fancy feasts she's seen in those gourmet food reels.
Of course.
Well, as it happens, that'll be a piece of cake. Everyone needs to eat, whether they be tourists or the stall owners themselves. So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the
Yeah, I thought I
celebrity
saw her
chef,
in the background.
Miss Escoffier. way to run our theme restaurant. Look over there.
Where's the lamb sauce?
You!
Uh-oh.
Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
Okay.
She seems a bit busy right now.
I can't help but just love that it feels like she's supposed to be a reference to Gordon Ramsay on just for that
Well, I'm
alone.
sold. I think I'll make a Hal go be her assistant.
Yes, please. I want to see
You
that.
little... What's your game here?
It ain't a game.
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Didn't even give... Bro didn't even be given a name. They just call him a member.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Please feel free to take a gander at what we've got.
And ignore the crabs. Even if they're dancing and raving to some weird music.
Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
Sure thing. Just like random crabs just spawning here.
Greetings.
there we go.
Apologies if you overheard my harsh words just now, but I assure you it is entirely necessary.
Yes.
The sheer lack of standards here will be the death of me. Do you have any idea of the kind of customers I'm gonna get with how lax things are at the moment? The ones that leave their guns behind by accident and then come back to collect them later bringing ammunition with them.
Yeah, that's the kind of customer you wouldn't forget in a hurry.
Oh.
Wait, has that happened before?
I was about to say, that felt like that was speaking from experience, not...
No, it's just the mention of guns reminded me. Someone did actually leave their gun nearby.
Oh my.
Just before we started setting up, as we were cleaning up the site, someone stumbled upon a mysterious locked box. It didn't look like something from Fontaine, though. It had more of a Natlanese vibe.
Oh.
Oh?
Do you think a foreign tourist might have left it behind?
That's what I assumed at first. But the box was buried beneath a pile of wooden planks, rocks, and whatnot, so it seemed like someone deliberately hid it there. But I didn't see much point in speculating, so the best thing I could think of was to hand it over to the authorities.
Fine enough.
I trekked all the way over to the Palais Mermonia just to hand it in. Ugh, it was exhausting.
What did the authorities make of it?
Oh, they made a mountain out of a molehill, as usual. Before even addressing the question of what was actually inside the box, they had several heated discussions about whose responsibility it was to write the lost and found notice. Thankfully, the ever-reliable Officer Sedine stepped up and immediately called in the Marechaussee Phantom to crack the lock and check if there were any dangerous items inside. And, as it turned out, there was a gun.
The theatrics at
Wow,
best.
that's a dangerous item, all right.
A prop gun or a real gun?
Mind if I ask what kind of gun it was?
Oh yeah, Mr. Kanich, you're from Natlan, aren't you? Do you know a lot about guns?
Wow, Mahoyo really laying it thick, implying Natlan is the nation of guns. Take it as you please with
You
that
could
joke.
say it comes with the job. I have an interest in weaponry and the like.
Ugh, such a spoiled brat. What, are the toys I gave you not good enough for you anymore?
What?
Yep. Got sick of those long ago.
Damn.
You
History
little...
burn.
Don't dare you turn your nose up at my gifts! Why,
And in the box he
Time for a timeout, old-timer.
Appropriate.
Sorry. Where were we? Oh yeah. Do you recall what the gun looked like?
Timeout he goes.
It's a bit hard to describe. If you ask me, it didn't even really look like a gun. Give me a second. I'll knock out a quick sketch.
Please let it be like something ridiculous, like some skates with guns or something like that.
Something like this.
What in the world?
Whoa, it's so neat and precise.
Sketched by a professional engineer, after all.
It's nothing. Sorry. Is something wrong with my drawing? I know it doesn't really look like a gun, but I assure you, this is exactly what it looked like. And it certainly could shoot as well, too. I confirmed that with the officer from the Marechaussee Phantom.
Should I be concerned how you fired it? Or should I be concerned that there's a corpse now?
No, quite the opposite. The features are very accurate, and it is definitely from Natlan. Please, don't mind me. I'm just taking a moment to admire it.
Can't wait for the event to get started.
I should be the one thanking you. Thank you, and everyone else for your support.
Don't mention it. Besides, we haven't really done anything.
Not at all. The buzz and excitement you guys bring is exactly what this event needs. Oh dear, I'm starting to feel a bit guilty watching everyone else toil away. Guess it's about time I got back to work too. But just before I go, one last thing. Traveler, it's wonderful to see you. Here's to a successful collaboration.
Yeah, nothing bad will ever happen in this event, right? Knock on wood. Seems like Kenichi has something to say. Let's go find a quiet spot. Yeah, I think it's very obvious there's something he knows.
I'm sure you noticed that there was something unusual about that gun.
It looked ancient.
Correct. It's most likely an old weapon dug up from some ancient dragon ruins. Based on my experience, it might be more accurate to refer to it as a hand cannon. But in Fontaine terms, it's not wrong to call it a gun.
It is a gun you hold in your hand. Alright, I'm done with that.
Given why I came here, don't you think it's curious that an ancient dragon relic of unknown origin would turn up like this, out of the blue?
What?
I suspect this gun might have something to do with that smuggling case. It might have slipped through the cracks.
Let alone, it's kind of odd for it to be here when we need context of when was this put? Because it almost makes it seem like that thing was there
Time
for a
is of
while.
the essence. So I'd like to head over to the Palais Mermonia to verify my suspicions.
Oh no. I think I'll join you.
Perfect. Then we can head out right away. Or, if you want to catch up with your friends first, I can wait.
Why is Kenichi the most politest character?
Traveler, it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland crew?
That is a sentence.
No problem. We'll be ready when you are.
Okay, so let's worry about that.
Oh, man.
Eva, what did you do?
Bro!
I mean, standing out like a carrot.
Are you mimicking me? Now's not the time. Come on.
No, I mean, one of our buddies is here, for real. Quite a few of them, actually.
Aurora and Eva, what brings you to Fontaine?
These nuts?
Huh? How come you're... Ah, I'm guessing Kenichi's here because of that international smuggling case, right? I've heard quite a bit about that.
Word sure gets around quickly, huh?
Yep. I think a certain tone
First
deaf
time
bar
abroad
could
and
say
you're
something.
already making headlines.
Oh,
That
stop
seems
it.
right about Kenichi.
It's not like I was the center of attention.
Wasn't expecting to see the Traveler and Paimon here too, though.
Come on, Aoife.
Out with
Huh?
it.
A traveler, by definition, is someone who travels around.
Oh, not wrong there. It is an oxymoron when you think
Fair
about
point. Anyway, back on topic. Wait a second. I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about again?
Why, you're all here, of course.
For
For
vegetables.
Kakuku.
No, it seems like they got different priorities.
I'll go first. It's for the Chevrolamine Film Fantasyland. Wait, is that right?
It's Cheval Moran.
Ah, right. I keep stumbling over that one.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I owe Cheval Moran an apology, even if she's not here.
It's okay.
Anyway, long story short, the festival restaurant urgently needed fresh vegetables from Natlan, which is why Aoife and I are here.
So, you guys are vegetable couriers?
Mhm.
He is. I'm just here as a responsible adult. It's his first
That is
time
a
traveling
sentence.
so far away from home, and all the elders in his tribe were worried. So they had me come along.
I was gonna say, why you? I feel like they would have sent Silali.
Even though it's your first time too.
Yeah, I feel like Silali would have made more sense.
Right.
Sending out.
But they still picked me to accompany you. You gotta wonder why that might be.
Don't you get it? They all just saw how overworked you were, so they used it as an excuse to send you off on a vacation.
Fair point. But also, you had Silali you could have sent off. And I think
Wait,
no one
what?
would have batted an eye.
So I'm getting the grandson treatment now too? See? Doesn't matter how much older you are than this dude. Hang out with him long enough, and you'll eventually find yourself being treated like a kid.
Meaning everyone looks after you. What's so bad about that?
In theory, nothing at all. In that case, guess I better start over. Hi, guys. My name's Aoife, and I just turned 5.
Nice to meet you, little bro.
Paimon's not sure who the responsible adult is anymore.
Well, definitely not you, Paimon. Not in any sense of the direction nor the stretch of the imagination. Not at all. If you get that joke,
What about Kakuku?
you're welcome. Thought I'd throw a jab there.
If he was here, we'd be making more of a ruckus than we already are.
About him.
That's exactly what's got me worried.
Mm-hmm.
Aoife, there's nothing to worry about. You're a big boy. You can handle yourself now even without Kakuku.
You think that's what I'm worried about? Anyway, my priority right now is Kakuku. Suffice it to say, Kakuku's in big doo-doo.
How so? He's so small, and all he knows are a few harmless phrases. What kind of trouble could he even get himself into?
I'm gonna assume the same problem Hao got himself.
Let me guess.
Nearly got himself into.
Did he get caught out by the law on flying objects?
Bro, you too?
Not me. How?
Oh, that pesky little chatterbox. So that's why he hasn't interrupted us this whole time. Guess he's too scared to show his face.
That, plus he's already spouted enough nonsense for one day. So I've put him on mute until tomorrow.
Just my man just hit the snooze button on him.
Nice one. If I was even half as decisive as you are, I would have kept a closer hold on Kakuku so he didn't get a chance to go flying off.
I guess that's what flying objects do.
Oh no, bro. Or rather, did Kakuku get caught by the guards for flying around?
It's Fontaine. Do you really not think there ain't a single guard across the city?
If they had managed that, we'd at least be able to track him down. But when the guards started chasing him, Kakuku flew into that building next door.
Ooh!
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a high-stakes pursuit going down in there as we speak. Just like one of those cool crime movies.
Which building?
The one they're staring at.
That one?
Yup, that's the one. Kukuku sure has a good eye for a getaway. It's the tallest building around.
I appreciate doing a good job emphasizing the one eye he's got, last time I checked.
I may be able to fly up pretty high, but checking every last window would still take quite a while.
Or we could just
As
go
for
in.
Aoife, well, let's just say he's not flying anywhere without a Saurian. Sorry about that.
Not like it's my fault, though. You don't have to apologize on my behalf.
Wait a sec. What's this got to do with how high you can fly? Kukuku's got himself into a real mess here, like a panicked animal running straight into a trap. It's pretty worrying. I'm starting to picture him flapping through a barrage of gunfire while important documents are flying about left, right, and center.
Don't think that would be happening, Paimon, but I appreciate that visual image.
Heck yeah! If anyone can pull it off, it's Kukuku. He's always been such an awesome Saurus. I believe in him.
Right, a word. In other words, right now in this building, there could be not one awesome source, but two. Ooh.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
Of course I'm
Don't
for real.
bro
I'd never
me,
make light
bro.
of something like that.
All right. Everyone's an awesome Saurus. Well, the human version. But our priority right now should be to go in there and check up on Kukuku.
As it happens, Kenichi and I were just heading over to the Palais Memorial for something else.
Leave it to us.
You sure? Wow, awesome. That'll be a huge help.
And if Kukuku doesn't listen to you, I give you permission to pull out a couple of his feathers.
Jesus!
Wait, since when was that up to you?
Alright.
Well, then it's your call, bro.
And right back to him.
All right then, if Kukuku doesn't listen to you, I also give you permission to pull out a couple of his feathers.
There you go. If he objects to that, tell him to come find us.
He won't. Trust me.
Assuming you ate fried chicken.
The first few days of every month are always noisy.
Are they arguing in there?
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, boy. This is gonna be a mess to see.
No way, bro!
Yep. I feel bad for these two.
Did he say he came from Natlan? No.
Get out of here!
I can understand his words, just not what they mean.
Oh no.
Yep. For real now?
He keeps repeating the same things over and over again. Oh, you know one another.
He's a bro of a bro.
He's a friend! Yeah! A saurian friend of a human friend!
That is a mouthful.
Great. Well,
And
that
don't
was
say
easy.
that sometimes.
Looks like we've tracked down the owner. Guess that's one less lost and found notice for you to write, Monsieur Neuvillette.
For real?
Jeez, he angry.
Traveler, was there something important you wanted to discuss with the Udex? I'm just about done with my business here. Need me to step out?
I was about to say, why are you here?
Stay and hear them out first. Perhaps it will have some bearing on your own work. If I'm not mistaken, you are the same Mr. Kenichi who served as a witness in the smuggling trial? I take it there's been a further development in the case.
That's right. Very perceptive, Mr. Udex.
No, he kinda has to.
So you've met Neuvillette before? But wasn't the trial overseen by another judge?
Yeah, but I imagine...
I've seen his photo in the papers.
Yeah, I imagine he's probably had to...
But as for this other gentleman...
Yeah, you wouldn't really see this man unless you're going, 1,000 feet underwater.
Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Wriothesley, administrator of the Fortress of Meripede. Or in layman's terms, Fontaine's prison warden. Please, feel free to share anything about the case. There's no need to keep anything from him.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Wow, that sounded just like me. But should we really discuss official business in front of the Saurian?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oh, no.
I believe he said,
Oh boy.
or rather, I suppose he meant, that he'll keep this to himself.
I find this ironic that Nervalik can translate what he's saying.
Though I should mention, Mr. Kukuku, that we will have to ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement.
Sure thing, bro.
I love this. This is an interaction I wasn't expecting. This is all a bit strange, but they really are a great pair of awesome Sauri.
Let us return to the matter at hand. Mr. Kanich, was there something else you wanted to discuss relating to the case?
Yes. Let me fill you in.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. It really is exactly like Lapine Pauline's sketch. That must be all that practice drawing engineering blueprints, huh?
So if it's true that this weapon came into Fontaine alongside the contraband from the smuggling case, then there's a high chance we overlooked a suspect.
That's exactly my line of thought.
I see. Mr. Kanich, thank you for reporting this promptly. I'll arrange for the Marechaussee Phantom to investigate right away. We should begin by questioning the prisoners in custody. Wrightsley.
Oh boy.
I'll sign off on the interrogation request, don't you worry.
That would be much appreciated.
It's lucky that the Palais Mermonia wasn't scheduled to release any public bulletins today, and that this Guns Lost and Found notice hasn't been written up yet. In other words, the news hasn't leaked.
Well,
I'll be staying in Fontaine for the time being. If there's any progress in the investigation or you need my help, feel free to reach out anytime.
that goes for me too.
Yep, we were just about to go help out with Lapine Pauline's convention. If there's any news, we'll keep you all posted.
Marvelous. Thank you all. Well then, all that's left is to...
Deal with this.
You miss me, bro?
He really does come out with the most unexpected things. Who did he learn it all from?
A couple of top bros from Natlin.
Huh. Well, it's pretty extraordinary.
Anyway, according to due process, we must first determine whether Mr. Kukuku qualifies as a flying object. And
That's what I
following on from our conversation just now, he also needs to sign a confidentiality agreement. Drafting said agreement may take some time.
Looks like you'll be staying with us for a while then, Kakuku. Excited?
Oh no. I can help pass a message on to his friends.
That would save us a lot of trouble. Many thanks.
My man about to be trapped in here. Don't mention it.
All right then, we'd better get going. No need to see us off.
I know you mentioned a while back that people from Nadland would soon start showing up all over the world. But I hadn't expected anything like this.
It seems no matter where they come from, all dragons are inquisitive by nature.
You can say that again, bro.
The same might well be said for humankind. The real reason you chose to stay to investigate this case was your curiosity about Natlan and Mr. Kukuku, was it not?
Guilty as charged. Nothing gets past you. So, how about we take this opportunity to chat a little more? We've got the world's best translator on hand, after all.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's kind of ironic.
Thing, bro.
That's actually kind of coincidental that they clarify that he actually can understand what a cuckoo is saying.
Aurora and Aoife, we found Kakuku.
Yeah, and we found these nuts for some weird reason. Alright,
What's the situation? How bad is it?
there's some good news and some bad news.
Oh no. When I saw that Kakuku wasn't with you, I'd already prepared myself for the worst.
Relax, Aoife. Maybe Kakuku just prefers high-rise living now. Sometimes you just have to let the kids grow up and make their own choices in life.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
It's not that bad.
That's not the bad news.
Kakuku's fine. Still very much alive and kicking for starters.
He hasn't been arrested either, so no jail time.
You even had an interesting chat with some veritable VIPs.
See?
You're not exactly reassuring me here.
As for the bad news, well, it's really not that bad. Kakuku accidentally overheard some top secret stuff, so he has to stay at the Palais Marmonia for a while to sign a confidentiality agreement. But there's no need to worry. The person in charge of looking after Kakuku is super nice, so he'll be absolutely fine.
You'll just have to wait a bit longer.
All right. That doesn't sound too bad after all. Wow, hearing that's put my mind to rest.
But based on my understanding of how things work here, the ban on flying objects should be over by the time Kakuku actually gets out.
Oh.
What a shame. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to go have some fun without him.
Aurora, work on that. Trying to be positive a little better. The fact I can hear that, oh darn, lingo.
You don't look disappointed in the slightest.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Anyway, Auroron and I will be staying in guest rooms upstairs at the Hotel de Boer for the time being. Feel free to drop by if you need us.
I hate that I heard the very like, oh darn, well, we're gonna have to just, segue into a different conversation. Alright, bro.
Yay, problem solved! Alright, let's catch up another day.
Problem solved. Is it really solved? When little bro is stuck in there. And yes, I had to make that joke. Just curious of something. That little icon. Oh, that's cool. There's some Meru people here. Didn't even notice.
Traveler, it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland crew?
Oh, hey, Kanichi.
It's time, dear partner in Paimon, for us to turn our attention to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in the Spina di Rosula to handle the planning, construction, and operations.
Sweet.
Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all-around experts. They usually stick to designing the event booths. We, for our part, handle long-term operations and develop standardized strategy guides for the different activities.
Long-term operations? Strategy? It all sounds so complicated. We spend most of our time adventuring, and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can handle this?
Not every big boss went to business school, you know?
That's more like it. You've seen it all before, haven't you, partner? I'd even go as far as to say you've shaped some of Tevat's biggest business ventures. Anyway, first things first. Let's get an overview of how the whole festival's gonna be run.
Is that an octopus? You're over there playing the trumpet. I heard you.
As you can see, our Fantasyland's a bit like a sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction.
Macaron would be nice.
The Spina's only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience to handle multiple projects simultaneously. That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning method, so we can focus on specific tasks during each designated period.
Sweet.
Upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. All of this requires funds and time slots to accomplish.
Sounds simple
So,
enough.
it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each business cycle to the most worthwhile tasks. As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, we'll also be able to work more efficiently, which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time slots, which will let us get more done.
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make and tasks we can focus on within each time period. Which means we have to use our limited actions and Mora to earn even more Mora.
Yeah, that's what running a business is. It's called investing.
Kinda like playing chess or cards then. Cooking up a strategy in advance is gonna be key.
I feel like the chess analogy is better, but cards? Depends on how you... interpretation of it.
Paimon thinks she just about gets it. How do you feel about it, Traveler?
Wow, I guess we'll learn on the job.
Yep, come on, we can do this. You mentioned standardized strategy guides just now. Does that mean there are non-standard ways to take part too?
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a wide range of exciting activities for people to try out. If we're not careful, some visitors might wander off and end up getting in trouble. And others might pick up dangerous props by mistake. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think of it like a walkthrough.
I get it. You want me to set the benchmark.
Wow, if we're the first ones to test out the activities, who knows what surprises there could be waiting for us. But if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely on our skills to carry us through.
Hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger, partner. I carefully checked all the existing activities before you arrived, and I can assure you that they're all perfectly safe. I also wanted you to experience the activities before anyone else gets to. It'll be fun. Plus, we'd like to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
Oh, those are two things Navia is best at. Making people feel safe and having fun.
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. Your input is super important to us. All right then, let's start with eclectic escapades and put our first guide together.
I'd say it's the theme of say that 10 times. An octopus wearing a pirate hat and an eye patch. Smooth. Okay, yeah. This is, yeah, basically the... Okay. Simple enough. Seems this is just like all the mini games, getting us acquainted with them.
Both of you seem even more excited than before. Looks like your first trial run didn't disappoint.
It ties in perfectly with the movie theme.
Paimon hasn't actually watched that many films, but after trying it out, she might just be hooked. We should check out the film that it's based on.
Great job, Paimon. That's exactly what our enthusiast friends were hoping you'd say. They'd be beyond delighted to hear that visitors are curious about the films that inspired these attractions. Some have even been willing to contribute extra funds out of their own pockets. Where budgets have allowed, of course.
Out of their own pockets?
That's right. While the Spina di Rosula covers the cost of basic booth materials and rental fees, many fans have personally funded promotional materials and related merchandise. The cost of the booth itself isn't their main expense. Some of them have already started designing spin-off products inspired by film characters. Take our official mascot, Sir Intendant Chevalmoran, for instance. She won second place in the last most popular character poll for the comic film category, and was even dubbed the pinnacle of round, bouncy cuteness. Many people have expressed interest in designing cushions based on her image, using the highest quality fabrics and hiring the most skilled artisans to mass produce them. These cushions will officially go on sale at the next convention alongside lots of similar products.
Yeah, I was about to say, shouldn't Farina be getting a sizable cut?
Don't worry. As Sir Intendant Chevalmoran's guardian and official image rights agent, Farina's already getting 60% of the sales revenue. After all, the fans are doing this voluntarily, not for profit, but to promote Sir Intendant Chevalmoran's adorable image.
God, say that 10 times.
The more Mora ends up in Farina's purse, the better Sir Intendant Chevalmoran's meals will be. And who wouldn't be happy to hear that?
Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that. Everyone working hard for something they all love without worrying about profit.
Relatable.
Still, we can't just ignore Mora completely. Whether it's fan creations or official commercial projects, some level of financial balance is still necessary. The same logic applies to the Chevalmoran film Fantasyland taken as a whole. Once we finish the standardized strategy guides, our attractions can officially be open to the public, but we can't take personal charge of the ticketing process. There's plenty of work to do at the various booths, and the park itself is a work in progress. We'll need to assign dedicated employees to maintain and manage each attraction. There's a recruitment section on the park's bulletin board. We've received many applications, and each candidate has their strengths. Our job is to match the best candidates to each attraction based on their overall performance. Once assigned, the staff will keep the attractions running, ensuring a continuous revenue stream.
Wait, so we've suddenly gone from being playtesters to heads of human resources? That's definitely a first for us.
Welcome to HR.
Just don't hold everyone up to your own standards, okay? You can't expect everyone else to be as capable as you. Alright, time to review some resumes. Fingers crossed we'll get some exceptional candidates.
What is Kenichi over here for?
It's all your fault! All your fault! Your fault, your fault, your fault!
Stop yelling and get to the point.
If you
Same.
hadn't kept me locked away, I could have asked that judge to step in for me! He'd have backed me up for sure, and then we'd have kicked your sorry little butt!
Well, I don't know about that one. I feel like Nervala would, quite frankly, literally put the boot to you.
For real now? Did you even hear yourself? You'd better focus on outsmarting Kakuku first.
Good one. Well, I guess might as well just stop here, because I assume the rest of the quest is basically just... Yeah. I assume this is more just like... Yeah, this is more just like get us accustomed to all this other nonsense.
Looks like this particular employee is really getting into their role.
Wishing them success on the job.
You're both doing great. You sound more like bosses than I do. In any case, with this, the Chevalmoran Film
Here's Lenny.
Fantasyland is now officially open.
Well, I guess a little reference to him.
Running a theme park is a long-term project. You won't make much if you try and rush it.
But knowing
We're
the odds
just
of
about
mentioning
done
him,
with our
he'll
current
probably
work
appear
setup.
in this
So
event.
let's take a short break and wait for this cycle's revenue report to come in.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume this is just getting us acquainted to the little mini game. Well, either way, hope you all like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll see y'all next time.